It's been a few weeks, but we're already back because I just want to get hyped with my allies for what is possibly, maybe, definitively, arguably, the greatest movement in video game history, Zippin'. Kyle Bossman, how does swinging in Spider-Man make you feel as a human being?
It makes me feel like I'm a lesser human being. Like humans suck because we're not as cool as Spider-Man.
Yes!
Yeah.
Gives you the power of the superhero.
Yes. In the perfect environment.
Yes.
You know, there aren't a lot of cities that can pull that off where it's just like wherever you go, you're good.
If you could zip in New Donk City, would that be your dream?
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to zip in New Donk City.
Take Spider-Man, put him in New Donk. I guess it'd have to be bigger because you're covering so much ground.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, New York is perfect for it.
So, tell me briefly, what's your favorite thing to do while you're zipping around New York City in Spider-Man?
My favorite thing to do, I like to go high. I like how if you just let go really late, you just go up super high. I like to get height.
Yes.
And obviously everybody likes to drop, but I really like to just press X and just scoot along and just see cars beneath me.
Yeah.
Man, it feels so good.
What about the wall running? Did you wall run a lot?
So what I would do is I would wall run and press X to he pulls himself up with more webbing. It seems a little more practical.
I didn't even know this until 3/4 of the way through the game I did that.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought of you also because I feel like it's something you would love, the fire escapes. When you're running
Yes,
up
I do. He goes,
oh my god, dude. I would just seek out fire escapes and just do that like over and over.
Flawless.
10 out of 10, flawless. Ian Hink, you like to zip?
Zippin'.
What's your favorite thing about zipping in Spider-Man?
Well, all of it. It just feels really good, really fast. The pathing, I was thinking about the programming behind the zippin'.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I was watching Omar play it. He and I are both playing it at the same time. He's my roommate. And he was fighting some big guy, and who I won't say. But he did triangle during combat to zip over to him. There was a table in the way.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man first jumped up over the table, then zipped over, but just with the press of triangle. And it's just like the awareness, and like you mentioned fire escapes.
Yeah.
When you're swinging and you go near a fire escape, he'll turn sideways and just go through it. And it doesn't slow you down. Kyle mentioned New York, and I was thinking about zipping around LA, and it wouldn't work because the buildings aren't tall enough for.
Sprawled out.
It's too sprawled out.
So
it's
New York
crazy.
is one of the only places where
New York,
it really
Chicago, you could do it. But yeah, just the zipping. Oh, what I like is sometimes you do a mission, and you are like 100 XP from leveling up.
Yeah.
So I'll zip around and I'll do the tricks,
I
just
love that.
just to level up.
So perfect.
So just to like cap it out because you get like 12 per.
Yeah.
So I'll like cap it out.
Love
but yeah,
the
just
tricks.
it feels really good, man.
Yeah, Ian, I know you're big on like movement in games, you know?
Yeah.
I always feel like I hear you talking about, does it feel good to move around and play? And,
It's cool because at first I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of minutes when I was playing Spider-Man, I was like, oh no, I don't like the zipping. But then I was like, oh, I just had to like get used to how it actually works and learn the physics of the zip.
yeah.
And then, now I really like zipping. I fight people with zipping only.
Physics of the zip is
Yeah.
like the greatest.
Physics of the zip.
Trademark that.
Every time I fight, I just triangle to zip over, and then I punch him, and then I triangle to the next guy, and I punch him.
Yes.
Oh, man. Zipping.
Love it.
So good.
Zip. Brad, you love Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I do.
Tell me about this zipping in Spider-Man. What are your thoughts?
It's good. It's good.
Brandon Jones. I've been saving myself, Jones. I have not talked to you about Spider-Man, like, at all. And I know now we're only talking about zipping. One of these days we'll have a deep dive. Probably when the cameras cut off. Sorry, everyone.
I'm here. Let's do it. Let's have it out.
We're talking about zipping, though.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk about the anti-zip, which for me made the entire thing. The L2R2 point zip.
Yeah.
that makes it, man.
Me
'cause
too.
That's
me
like
too. That's
that's
the
like,
culmination.
I think it's because like you get to know New York, you get to know the environments. You kind of pick like, okay, I'm heading towards the financial district, so there'll be higher buildings, so I'll be able like to get through it. There's always that moment of like, oh, that's right, I'm over the building and I'm gonna land on a rooftop and just have to run on the rooftop for a little bit. Yeah. And they have not only this perfect thing where you can just hit both at the same time and just kind of think like, I really want to be on that water tower, but I'm okay anywhere in that building. It's fine, you'll go over to it. But if you really want to like slow stuff down, it's so fun for when you're landing at a spot like a quest icon. Like anytime I would replay or go to any of those places where you had to like fight the demons or fight the people that broke out of Rikers, it was so fun just like going right into the loading screen of him being like, okay, I'm gonna go take out these guys just straight from like L2 hold, and like I'll go right there and lands on there, starts the cutscene,
and then
seamless.
some of those challenges too, where it's like you need to be a professional at zipping because you have to follow the things and they leave little like blue orbs behind them.
Yeah.
And like managing the X pull, I love that feeling, and then you can level that up, of course. But like managing that, and then like you said, just waiting for that L2 R2 moment. Just dopamine.
Love
Jones.
the low web too. Love going low. They give you a little rumble. The controller shakes just a little bit the closer you allow yourself to swing in the ground. And just the couple honks or crowd noise will kind of kick in as you go low.
Yeah.
And obviously just the vibe of that city when you're in different districts and stuff like that, and just experiencing that. Love taking photographs at high speed. Love just like in the air. Like
Jones, I love to hype
something.
things up. Am I crazy, or is Spider-Man... Does Spider-Man have one of the best movement systems in video games? Is this a new standard?
Because, if you were to try to rival it, you could come at me with Flight. But, like, Flight is so freeing, and, like, to me, it's the limitations of this system. That's why it's so great.
Yeah.
And, like, before Spider-Man came out, I went back and I played Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
Nice.
So it's like, am I nuts? Like, is this still that fun? And there's actually a couple things on Spider-Man. I don't get nitpicky because we're talking about how great it is. But there are a couple things you could do on Spider-Man for PS2 that I dug a little bit more than this game. But, again, it was that L2 R2. That was the missing piece of just like, yes, like if I web out into open air and I'm like, almost made it, and I just a couple X's, but now I'm losing altitude. It's just that last little save.
And the
It's
jump
so good.
off, just chaining all those together.
You were talking about wall running. I love how when you're running on one side and he hits X, he doesn't go straight ahead. He jumps out a little bit because he knows like if you're doing that and you're running straight in that direction, you're gonna want to get away from this building. Like you just like no one wants to cling to the building more if they're running on it and then jumping. So like I just let like every little beat. I don't know if you run into any signs. If you hit a billboard at full speed, he'll just like vault himself up over the billboard. Whoa. There's like these little vertical signs that hang off the building, so he'll do a little like step around it. And you're talking about the fire escapes.
Love the fire escapes.
I mean, even going up them is fun when he's running up them. But like even when I would like hit a building and go running to the right, and like, there's a bunch of fire escapes there. Like, he just, weaves right
Crazy.
through them. Yeah.
How does it know?
They spent a lot of time. I wonder, like the testers in Insomniac that it's like web poorly. Like that's my job, to just be very bad at this.
I want
to
to
see what kind of situations I can get him into that they would correct automatically.
I would love like a no-clip documentary on building out that system. I can imagine just like wireframing like 101 basic, just the standard.
They did release a video that showed New York. It was just gray. Like all the buildings it was just the base like map of where the buildings would be, and then they like added much more detail later. But I can imagine just that, like, give me that gray city. That's fine. If that had come out 3 months before this as a free demo, I would have played that like crazy. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, everyone. That's Spider-Man. It's some of the best movement I've ever experienced in my life.
I pop it back in every day and for like just 10-15 minutes.
Just
and I just
to
web
zip?
around just to.
Do you zip?
Just to feel it.
Allies? Do you zip?
Yeah. I zip. Beat that game 2 weeks ago, and I'll just run through.
Absolutely
Feels good.
love it. Jones and I, we'll talk more about Spider-Man because I really want to take the deep dive. We did our Batman episode.
Right.
I want to get some Spider-Man with you. Talk about other superheroes or villains that can be in there. Talking about Arkham comparisons.
We did the spoiler mode, and I mentioned I'm not going to say them now, but I mentioned villains that they bring up in the story that weren't actually in the game, and I missed a couple. Pissed me. I picked them up right away. I was like, There's one J. Jonah Jameson podcast where he mentions like 3 or 4. I was like, damn it.
J. Jonah.
But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, game's crazy. So
All right,
great.
everyone. Thank you. That's this episode. talking about zipping. 10 out of 10.